Your first moments of the game. The moments in your life go forth to Firth Jewelers. Sabres lose. They had a 3-2 lead, and they had a 1-0 lead, a 2-1 lead, and a 3-2 lead, and lost it all. Although none of those leads really felt all that safe. I shouldn't say that. At 3-2 and starting the second period when Tage goes in on the breakaway, that felt like the culmination of all right, here's where they put this team away. They didn't, and Montreal gets a couple of cheap ones and wins. And the Sabres have another home loss and head to Montreal for tomorrow night's Game 6, 8 p.m. to try and advance the series. Fun question in the chat on our YouTube channel. You can join us on YouTube. You can watch every morning. Hey, hi. Here's the question brought up by one of the a listener, a viewer in the chat. Which would you take as more likely right now? The Sabres to win in 7 or the Bills to make the AFC Championship game?
Whoa.
I think that's almost a perfect question.
It is.
Which is more likely? The Sabres just have to win two games. And the Bills, who are a favorite, to make the AFC Championship game. Maybe the question that was intended was, will they win go to the Super Bowl? I think make the game is about right.
The right way.
The Bills are 10-1 to win the Super Bowl. Okay? So, if you're just going to split that, is that 5-1 to make it and 2.5-1, 3-1 to make the AFC Championship game maybe?
Right.
Mm-hmm. The Sabres right now are plus 300 to win the series. So, which is more likely?
I would probably lean Sabres in 7.
It's just two wins.
It's just 2 wins.
And the Bills, a lot of things can go right, a lot of things can go wrong.
You never know in a
I
football
just kind of think
season.
it was a fun question. Is we've got the schedule here. You're looking at the schedule.
Yeah, that's a really good
new
question.
coaching staff.
I think there's just too much, almost more than the amount of games it is the time. Like, there's just too much that could go wrong in the amount of time.
Right.
Injuries, anything like that
Yeah.
can derail it.
A million things.
Right. Whereas this is right in front of the Sabres.
Yeah, win 2
just
games.
go win 2 games over 4 days.
Win 2 games against a team you have already beaten twice.
Right.
Once here, once there.
4 times. You beat them twice in the regular season,
Right.
too, right?
803-0550. And Montreal has, remember that record? They're like 1-1 in their last 2.
Yeah, they
7-7.
split,
Now they're 8-8 in their last 14 or whatever it is. Last 16. We got to hope that holds up. That stat we had the other day. Kevin in Plattsburgh. Kevin, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Love your show. Thanks. Listen every day.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I love the playoffs. It's such a hard road, and I'm not one to criticize. Because I see these guys are out there. They work so hard to get there. Love this team, and I know these guys are busting their butt. But last night's game was just different for me for some reason. I was mad. I was angry by the end of that. And, I'll tell you one reason. Leave Tucky alone, okay? Tucky is a wily veteran. He's smart. He's doing all the little things. He's hustling. He's blocking shots. He's playing the PK. Tage Thompson, my goodness. You got these young kids. You got Helly out there, Benner. These guys are busting their butt. They're making crafty plays. They're working the boards. They're working so hard. And you see this guy coasting. And when he took that dumb penalty that may have cost us the game, again, how many dumb penalties, every time this guy touches the puck, he is a liability. It's embarrassing to see these young kids, Donor, everybody is working so hard. Power had another great game. I hope he's okay. Dahls, I didn't like his penalty, but at least he's defending the net and he's being tough. But this Tage Thompson, what a liability. And, I'll tell you, too,
I guess I just don't know how you would separate Tuck from Thompson in terms of which one deserves a pass and which one deserves to be called out. How would you decide which is which?
Yeah, well, I think Tuck, first of all, I got a lot of respect for Tuck. He's done it a long time, and you look at this.
But that kind of doesn't matter. Like, we're in this series, what you did 6 years ago, wherever you were, like, it's, we're in the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, Lindy said it himself. Tuck doesn't have the confidence right now, but I feel like, one nice play and he's back in the saddle. But, Tage, he's got a couple of total flukes, right?
It might just be, I'll answer for you, Kevin, here. I'm going to get some other calls. the penalties. I mean, Tuck's not taking penalties and Tage is taking stupid penalties. Like, so Tuck is hurting his team when he's on the ice, and Tage is hurting his team when he's on the ice, and he's also hurting his team by going off the ice and into the box.
Right.
Is he a net -4 on penalties, Tage? He has taken 6 and drawn 2.
Yeah.
And
the one last night is as bad as you can have.
What I have from Tage is not only getting dominated when he's on the ice, but a net -8 minutes of power play time for Montreal, which, I mean, Montreal 5-on-5 has not been demonstrably better than the Sabres in this series, but the power play is definitely lethal.
Yeah.
And like they draw, whether they draw momentum from that or they just draw actual goals from that.
Yeah, it almost doesn't matter if they draw momentum because they score all the time.
Right, but I mean, I think it's real tough to defend Tuck as like, it's okay, he's been there before. When he's on the ice, it's 8-0 at even strength for Montreal. So, you know, he does all the little things, and Tage is the problem. I think the only thing I'd really notice as a difference is the penalties.
Yeah.
Tage takes the penalty, and then Tuck has to go kill the penalty.
Right. And then, you know, sometimes get scored on the kill. The penalties thing, we haven't talked about those yet today. Those 2 penalties that Tage and Dahlin, like, your 2 guys.
Again. That's the story in Game 4.
Exactly. And the Tage penalty is completely unacceptable. Like, away from the play.
Didn't Dahlin take a late penalty in Game 6 in Boston? What they had to kill a penalty late in. No, they didn't take any penalty.
No, Benson took the only
Is that
penalty.
Game 3 in Boston?
It might have been, because Game 6 they got no penalties.
He takes a run at McAvoy late in Game 3.
That might be right.
Anyway.
Whatever. He has taken his fair share too. His penalty, I thought Demidov was already falling and it was a little soft, but he's been putting refs in a position to make calls on him. And the fact that those 2 penalties by those 2 players, Tage and Dahlin, are the 2 goals that end up getting by Luukkonen and changing the game. It's the 2 power plays that your 2 best players gift wrap and hand over, is fitting for how this series has gone. Those guys have not been good enough, and they gift wrapped the game last night. That's what they did. That Tage penalty is a cross check away from the play. Like, nothing about it needed to happen. Nothing. At least Dahlin is coming back at the net trying to stop, you know, a grade A chance from Demidov. But you cannot be hurting your team that much as those 2 guys, your captain and your assistant captain, your best forward and your best D, and they're the guys that burned you.
John in Tennessee is up. Hey, John.
Good morning, boys.
Morning.
I heard you guys like a lot of chaos.
Sometimes chaos is good.
Yeah, I mean, the last time Chaos played, he had a long break, and he came in and shut somebody out.
Colton Chaos, 37 saves against Columbus, right?
Yes, sir.
Owen, is it Colton Chaos time?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, why not?
I mean, it's not his time. I understand the fun that could be, and like maybe, you know, the same reason that you might think Luukkonen because of the high ceiling, you might think Ellis, but no, it's just the environment will be too crazy, and it's just not. Everything
what they said about Helenius, right?
I was just going to say, everything you heard about Helenius, Helenius, I'm saying it the old way now. Helenius was like, it's going to be too big a spot. Like, I think if there's any position and anything that could be a real, like, solid case for, it's that position in Montreal in an elimination game. Like, that place on Saturday night will be, there aren't going to be the words to describe what that environment is going to be like for these guys.
It'll probably be like it was in Game 6 of the first round when they lost.
Right.
They lost.
But it'll be even crazier because it's the second. It will be.
Maybe.
The second round.
You're in they missed the playoffs last year. Or sorry, they make the playoffs last year. They lose in 5 games. Mm-hmm. They get in, and they're at home to knock out Tampa at home in Game 6 for their first playoff series win with this group. Like, I understand the stakes are higher.
Right.
I don't know. Does a person that's at the game yell? Do they save a level of volume in round 2 than Game 1? Maybe. I'm just saying they lost that game in the first round. So
They did.
As crazy as that would be, you think Game 6 of the first round was more crazy than Game 3 of this round? They lost it I'm leaving it open.
It's a good question.
They did lose.
Absolutely.
Is there too much pressure on them that they need to pretend they're on the road? Jim in Grand Island. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
Hey, guys. Yeah, it's a very disappointing morning. But, and the thing, you guys are reading my notes. The stupid penalties, to me, were probably, like I say, the turning point. I mean, after Hellenus' head was almost cross-checked off in the last game, don't you think the refs were going to be looking out for cross-checking penalties possibly that would be addressing something like that? And then you have Thompson and Dahlin both do it. It was like, it's like, guys, what are you thinking?
Yep.
Yeah, and like I say, it just got to the thing. Definitely, to me, that was the turning point of the game, just like you guys said, and just like my notes said. I was sitting here looking at you guys spying on my notes. No, but yeah, that was the big thing to me is that stupid penalties, and like I say, the Thompson and Tuck kind of being like ghosts out there. They're not.
It's also
not producing.
Thanks, Jim. It's also that Montreal, like, again, you say the game turned there. I kind of can't believe they let Dobich find his game. Like, you had him. You really had him. He was
Totally. He was swimming.
Yes.
He was swimming.
Yep.
2 5-hole goals. The one from Helenius was
rough.
I mean, horrible. That goal is unacceptable to give up. And yet, they find a way.
He made that save on the breakaway.
He makes that save on the breakaway. Exactly. That is, you want to talk about, I said this last night, that's an example of when a goalie can make their presence felt. I talk about that all the time on this show, about there are moments within a game that a goaltender's play matters more, and that was his moment, and he made the save, and that was it. And when Luukkonen could have had his moment and stopped a real push from Montreal, he gave up 2 softies.
Tuck's quotes from last night, he said, among other things, I can't play the way I'm playing right now. Just going to be will and determination, but I've got to move past it. I've got to move on to the next game. I've got to be better for the guys in this room. Decision-making's got to be cleaned up a little bit. I guess skate a little harder, a little faster, just need more of everything. That's Alex Tuck. Yeah. At 5-on-5 in this series, that Krebs-Thompson Tuck line has been outscored 5-0, outchanced 31-17. And the Canadiens have earned a 69% expected goal share against the Sabres' top line. 803-0550 to join us on the Sabres, on the Bills' schedule. Bills in the AFC Championship game or the Sabres to win this series. It's probably right around the same line, but it's got to be the Sabres more likely. Just 2 games. Win 2 games, Win 2 games. Jeremy and Joe. Joe's back on Monday here on WGR.